Who has the best Philly cheesesteak in Philly? So when doing research for this video, I looked up a lot of different places. I found that the best war was between Pat's and Geno's. But after doing some research in the comments, I guess those places are tourist traps. You guys let me know in the comments. So after doing a bit of research, I found that the best places are Angelo's and John Roast Pork. So we're gonna put these two meat slabs together and we're gonna see which one's best. Starting with John's Roast Pork. Now both sandwiches are pretty big. I mean, I guess Angelo's wins in size. It does seem a little bit more lengthier, but it does seem like John's Roast Pork has a little bit more girth. And I know John's Pork, it's a girthy one. Now both of these cost me around $16, $17, which I think is kind of insane for a sandwich, but that's all right. You guys also let me know in the comments, are there better Philly cheesesteaks? The meat in my lap is wild. Okay, so this is John's Roast Pork. It kind of looks a little gray. I guess the cheese is just super melted in there. You got like a sesame bun. Let's see if there's a lot of meat in here. There's a good amount of shredded meat in there. You also got some grilled onions. Meat flaps are literally seeping out of the sandwich. Like, that's a good sign. Let's dig in. It's definitely super high meat quality. I think in here, the meat is some of the best I've had so far while trying Philly cheesesteaks here. That being said, I'm not sure if I'm the biggest fan of the bread. It's a little bit too much bread in my mouth, and it's like I'm getting past all the carbs and all the thick ass bread just to get to some meat. I like the meat to come easy. Like, I feel like it's too much of a mouthful. Like, you can't deep throat this. That being said, the meat is super tender. It's so well seasoned, and the cheese is delicious. This is a solid cheesesteak, but is it the best cheesesteak? And that's where Angelo's comes in. Now, Angelo's was definitely way more busy than John's Roast Pork, so we're gonna see if there's a reason for that. Ooh, once again, beef just hanging out there. The cheese on this one's definitely way more thick. As far as appearance, they all look pretty similar. I mean, this one looks stuffed with meat. Like, that is looking like a cream pie right there. It does seem like they gave you a little less bread, which, I mean, might be a big winner for me. I tried to make the sandwiches as similar as possible so I could give it an honest rating. Let's dig in. Oh man, I gotta say, everything that I complained about with John, Angelo got it right. I feel like there's less bread, so I got way more meat in my mouth. Pause. The bread's still a little tough, which for me personally is not my favorite, but there's way more cheese. It's so perfectly melted in with that beef. This one's delicious. I can't cap. I do think that John's Roast Pork's beef might have been a little bit more tender, but everything else Angelo's got right, and that's not to say that this meat is tough either. It's super thick, definitely a mouthful, but I gotta say they got it right. So overall, who has the best cheesesteak? I'm gonna first list the things that I didn't like. With John's Roast Pork, I do feel like there was a little bit too much bread, not enough meat. And don't get me wrong, there was still a lot of meat. I just think the bread to meat ratio could have been better. The thing that I didn't like with Angelo's was actually just the fact that I waited 30 minutes to get a cheesesteak. Both were super solid, but in this case, I think I'm gonna give the best cheesesteak to Angelo's. Let me know in the comments if you think there's a better cheesesteak place.